On the breakfast news this morning, Anambra police arrest 2 suspects over child stealing in Ozobolo. Anambra State PPSS partners ASOBEB in capacity building program for school prefects. Senate considers raising Supreme Court judges to 30. And on the foreign scene, 11 dead, several still missing in San Antonio's devastating flash floods. Security is here to stay in Anambra State. In the Anambra, remember, security is everyone's business. And for us to have a more secure and livable Anambra State, let us join forces with the government in securing our state. If you see something, say something. Report unscrupulous elements to the security operators for better security of lives and property. Remember the emergency numbers 5111 and 080-022-00008. ABS TV is now live on cable free-to-air and Strong TV channel 68. Join us. My name is Chidima Oranwa, and now the news in full. The police operatives attached to Ozobolo Divisional Headquarters has rescued 2 children between the ages of 3 and 5 years and arrested one Onyedika Daniel, aged 19, and 25 years old Nkechi Onowa at Okmuno Oba, Idenle South local government area. Operatives tweeted a reaction followed a report by the mother of the victim that one of her children came and narrated to her how an unknown person had taken away 2 of her siblings on their way to her shop a long while for Junction Eziora Ozobolo. During the interrogation of the suspect, Onyedika admitted to the crime and took the operatives to Oba, where he had already handed over to Nkechi Onowa for the continuation of their criminal plan. According to the Anambra State PPRO SP Tochukwu Ikenga, the command is expanding the investigation for the arrest of the other syndicate members while the case will be charged to court on the conclusion of the investigation. He further reiterates the command's commitment to protecting vulnerable members of the society and tackling crimes against children. The Anambra State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Professor Silva Ifemeje, has called for collective action to facilitate effective implementation of the Freedom of Information ACT. Professor Ifemeje made the call in a keynote address at the Southeast Regional's Roundtable on 14 years of the Freedom of Information Act in Nigeria, organized in Okabad Center for Transparency Advocacy in collaboration with the Rule of Law and Anti-Corruption Program, ROLAC, International IDEA, and the European Union. Correspondent Paul Izoke filed on this report.
Femeja, represented by the Solicitor General of Anambra State, Barrister Ngozi Iwuno, opined that the act compliance should be institutionalized across all levels of government.
So we need to get back to being interested in what is happening in our state. Freedom of information is not the enemy of the citizens, it is a shield to find out how far the government is working.
In her welcome address, Executive Director, Center for Transparency Advocacy, Engineer Faith Nwadichi, represented by Mr. McDonald Ekemeze, said the conversation was part of efforts to deepen transparency, accountability, and citizens' engagement in the country, as well as easily obtain clear, timely, and complete information from most government agencies. While the State Coordinator of ROLAC, Dr. Josephine Ona, represented by Mr. Chadrak Nwekagu, noted that transparency and accountability will encourage grassroots participation in governance. In their separate contributions, the Anambra State Director, National Orientation Agency, NOAA, Mr. Edoze Ajiebu, represented by Mr. Ignatius Obiora, former Rector, Federal Polytechnic, Oko, Professor Godwin Onu, Chairman of Interactive Section of the program, Professor Tochukwu Okeke, and Mrs. Ugochukwu Freeman, stressed the need to sustain such dialogue for better enlightenment of the people. In Oka, Paul Izoke, ABS News.
In a strategic move to equip student leaders with essential leadership skills and values, the Post-Primary School Service Commission (PPSSC) and the Anambra State Universal Basic Education Board (ASOBEB) have jointly organized a comprehensive leadership training program for newly elected school prefects across public and mission public secondary schools in Anambra State. The summit held at Army Day Secondary School, Army Barracks, Onitsha, drew directors, heads of department, and school principals from public and mission public schools. Correspondent Faith Onyemuche covered the event and now report.
To be loyal to the principal.
In her address, the chairperson of PPSSC, Professor Nkechi Ikediugu, said the leadership training was aimed at educating the prefects on their responsibilities, how to carry out their duties effectively, and to be worthy role models to other students. Professor Ikediugu urged school authorities to continue monitoring the activities of the prefects and to correct them when necessary.
I told them that they're role models, so they should be role models to the younger ones. Above all, they should mentor them, teach them the right thing.
For the ASBEB chairperson, Dr. Vera Wadinobi, the summit would help the newly elected prefects understand what leadership truly entails. She cautioned the prefects against bullying of fellow students, but to exhibit empathy and integrity in the discharge of their duties.
Shun examination malpractice themselves, shun bullying. Let them not see they are being prefects as gods, demigods.
In separate interviews with the ABS, the senior prefect of Army Day Secondary School, Onitsha, Master Kingsley Emesie, and the senior prefect of Anglican Girls Grammar School, Ms. Chidinma Chukwuka, pledged to abide by the rules and regulations guiding the conduct of student leaders under the board. From Onitsha, Faith Onyemuche, reporting for ABS.
Governor Chukwuma Soludo has approved the release of 6.154 billion counterpart fund for the 2022, 2023 and 2024 State Universal Basic Education UBE matching grants. The state chairman of the Universal Basic Education Board, ASBEB, Dr. Vera Wadinobi, disclosed this to journalists in Awka. Dr. Wadinobi said the funds released by the Anambra government would enable the state to access an equivalent amount from the Universal Basic Education Commission. According to her, UBEC will take the sum of 12.308 billion available for another round of UBE intervention projects by this development. She listed the projects to be executed to include the construction of new classrooms, renovation of dilapidated ones, supply of furniture, and installation of water and sanitation facilities in basic education, primary and junior secondary schools across the state. The funds, according to her, will also be used to provide perimeter fencing, information and communication technology equipment, agricultural education tools, and sports facilities to enhance teaching and learning in our school environment. Dr. Wadinobi commended the governor for his unwavering support of the board and his consistent commitment to improving education service delivery in the state. The Nigerian Senate is considering a legislative proposal that will increase the number of Supreme Court justices from the current 21 to 30 in a bid to tackle the mounting backlog of cases and improve the efficiency of the apex court. Senator Osta Izunaso Imo West, who is sponsoring the bill, disclosed this during a press briefing in Abuja to mark his 2 years in the 10th National Assembly. He argued that the current number of justices is inadequate, despite the recent appointment of 11 justices in 2023 that finally filled the constitutional quota for the first time in Nigeria's history. According to him, the proposed legislation would enable the apex court to form more panels to expedite the adjudication process. The senator is also advocating a major reform in the type of cases the Supreme Court entertains, calling for an end to what he described as the judicial congestion caused by tribal matters. At least 11 people have died and several are still missing after flash flooding hit San Antonio, Texas. According to reports, the severe storms forced cars off a road, pushing some drivers into a creek. The San Antonio Fire Department said rescuers were searching for at least 4 people missing in the flood. Officials said the death toll may change and the search and recovery efforts will take days. The fire department had deployed K9 units and asked for additional assistance from a statewide urban search and rescue force. Officials performed more than 70 water rescues according to the city's website. At least 4 of those who were rescued were taken to hospital with minor injuries. Over now to sports. According to transfer expert Fabrizio Romano, the former AC Milan and Napoli manager Gennaro Gattuso is on the verge of being appointed as the new head coach of the Italian national team. Romano reported that an agreement is expected to be finalized in the coming days, yet only final details left before the deal is completed. Gattuso, known for his fiery playing style and passionate managerial approach, is poised to succeed Luciano Spalletti, with the Italian Football Federation set to confirm the appointment once talks are concluded. It was a moment of pain, deep reflection and grief for the family, staff of Anambra Broadcasting Service, and well-wishers of the Obinyalako family over the demise of Mr. Ifeanyi Ogechukwu Obinyalako, who died after a brief illness while on annual work leave. The funeral service was held at the family compound in Oruku, Idemili North local government area. Correspondent Kinechukwu Chukwudi filed on this report.
In a sermon, the retired bishop of the Anglican Diocese of Isiukwato, Right Reverend Samuel Chukwuka, charged those present to run a godly race on earth, not to miss heaven, through living out God's instructions in the scripture and firm faith in God. Speaking to the ABS after late Ifeanyi was committed to Mother Earth, the eldest brother, Mr. Nnemeka Obinyalako, explained him to be a quiet, respectful, and family-oriented personality who was also dedicated to his work, saying it's hard to comprehend the reality of Ifeanyi's demise, reminiscing the fond memories they shared.
He was dedicated to his work, extremely respectful. He was a family person. I cannot explain why this has happened, and it's still a struggle for me to accept that this has happened. It's quite sad that I won't bury him today. He was more than a brother to me. He was like my son. And, I'll miss him a lot.
We miss Ifeanyi so much. The death is a very quick blow, both to the ABS family and to the immediate family.
To me, as a person, his death really hits me differently. But Ifeanyi's own really touched me.
Late Ifeanyi died at the age of 40 and was survived by his mother and two brothers. From Oruku, Idemili North Council area, it's been Kenechukwu Chukwudi for EBS News.
Remember that you can follow news programs on ABS from any parts of the world by liking our Facebook page, follow us at Anambra Broadcasting Service. Subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television, Oka. Follow us on X at ABS Radio TV and on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website www.absradio.com. Our top stories again. Anambra police has arrested 2 suspects over child stealing in Ozobolo. Anambra State PPSSC has collaborated with ASOBEB in capacity building program for school prefects. Senate has considered raising Supreme Court judges to 30. On the foreign scene, we told you that 11 died and several others still missing in San Antonio's devastating flash flood. Remember, the security is here to stay in Anambra State. In the Anambra, security is everyone's business. And for us to have a more secure and livable Anambra State, let us join forces with the government in securing our state. If you see something, say something. Report and scribblers element to the security operators for better security of lives and property. Remember the emergency numbers 5111 and 080 022 00008. And that's it on the news this morning. Many thanks for joining us. My name is Chidima Oranwa. Good morning.